Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Sahithya Academy. It's after a long time, literally long time. Anyways, let's begin once again. Yes, my dear friends, today I'm going to teach you the British English literature and overview. Of course, I have begun British English literature classes already. There were many videos you have watched, but before jumping into detailed classes, I thought to give you an overview so that you can expand your knowledge based on that video. This briefly explained class is very much helpful to study the major periods, major authors, and major works. This video will help you to understand more details over each period and movements. Yes. Then let's begin with the British English literature and overview. Guys, I have divided this topic into three classes so that you can watch in your free time. It can't be lengthy. If it is lengthy, you can't watch it. So please watch all these videos without skipping so that you can have a picture about the British literature as a whole from the beginning till date. Based on that, you can expand, you can enhance, you can enrich your knowledge. Then let's begin our class. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Sahithya Academy. Of course, I changed this name a little because, guys, I am quite inspired by these exams. We have exciting news that there are a line of recruitments in the upcoming days. HSTR, GPT, PU lecturers recruitment, of course. Uh, Assistant professor examination also will be there. We came to know that they are calling for 1080 posts, assistant professor. So, along with the PU. So, don't stop your studies. Be focused on your goal. Okay, that is why I determined to help you to understand the literature as a whole. That is why I named it as Sahithya Academy so that we can crack any TNET, uh, UGC NET, KSET, and any recruitment exams. Yes, please do subscribe for more exciting videos on the English literature or any kind of literature I'm going to teach you. And please do subscribe to Telegram group also because I'm going to post all these PDFs there so that you can study well. Guys, don't forget to like the video and share the video. If you have any doubts, if you want more information, if you want any other classes and other topics, please comment below in the comment box. Let's begin. Yes, British English literature is divided into Old English period, Middle English period, and Modern English period. We know that Old English period approximately spanned from 5th century to 8th century, isn't it? 8th century. So at that time, English was not at all dominant, and the original people are Celts. We have seen this in the previous classes already that I have given a detailed class on Old English and Middle English period. Please watch those videos. Okay. So The important writers from this period are Caedmon, Cinewolf, Venerable Bede. English was not famous at the time, that is why we have only a few literary works. The Anglo-Saxons were, Romans were there, Celts were there. Okay, so after 8th century, there was a drastic change. Okay, so in 1066, means in 11th century, there was Norman conquest, who are French people. Okay, French people conquered Britain in 1066, which was a great turn in history, and of course in English literature too. Because of French people, the French became the main language there, and Latin was also there. Aristocrats talked in French. They used to communicate. They use French in administration, and the clergy people used Latin language. And English was only the language of lower people. It didn't have a prestigious status at that time in the Middle English period. So in Middle English period was very much tumultuous with events like Great Famine of 1315 to 17. Black Death was there. People were suffering from Black Death 1348 onwards. Remember? Then 100 years war was there from 1337 to 1453. Peasants revolt was there. Of course, please look into Peasants Revolt 1381. It happened in 1381. I have given detailed information about all these topics. Okay, please watch those videos that I have posted already. Then in 1453, which is heading towards the what to say Renaissance period. In 1453, fall of Constantinople was there. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಯಾಕೆ 1453 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊದಲು, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊದಲು, ದೇರ್ ವರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಈವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವರ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ which led to fall of Constantinople. That is why all these periods are very very important. So in 15th century, invention of printing press irಬಹುದು. Then wars of roses irಬಹುದು. So these are mingled with Middle English and Renaissance. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಂದ ರಿನೈನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಅದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಿಡಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮನ್ ಕಾನ್ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ 1066 ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಚಾಸರ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯೋವರೆಗೂ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತಹ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಲಿಕ್ ಚರ್ಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. People used to believe more in religious practices. Man didn't have any place in society. Means that was religious centered society. When it comes to Renaissance period, it becomes human centered society. That is why we call it Renaissance, humanism. Okay, so Like that, Middle English period was, we can say, like a dark period because of all these, events. Towards the end of the Middle English period, we can see the growth of Geoffrey Chaucer. So after Chaucer and his contemporaries after 15th century, there was Renaissance. Okay, so you know what are the features of Renaissance? How did the Renaissance grow? I have explained all these in detail in the videos that I have given. Please watch those videos. Okay, so up to Chaucer, we can consider it as Middle English period. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರಿನಾನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾಲದವರೆಗಿನ ಕಾಲಘಟ್ಟ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಚಾಸರ್. ಚಾಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್. Chaucer period was 1340 to 1400. So he was lived in three kings period. Please look into those kings. Who are they? Okay, Edward ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರಿಚರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆನ್ರಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. Please look into the kings. We have talked about all this already. So major works, let's look into major works by Geoffrey Chaucer. So first and foremost work is translation of Roman de la Rose. So it was in French. Chaucer translated it into English. You know that French was dominated language at the time. Because Geoffrey Chaucer was a diplomat, he started to write in English. That is why English started to flourish. That is why we call Geoffrey Chaucer as the father of English poetry. Do you think if an ordinary person started to write in English, people do consider and people do read and people started to write on their own in English language? No, because he was a diplomat, very influential person. People started to look into his works and started to imitate. Okay, keep that in mind because we are calling him as father of English poetry. You should know the reason behind. Next, the Book of the Duchess. Okay, the Book of the Duchess is written after the death of Blanche, wife of John Gaunt. This is also a dream allegory. Okay, so next is middle period, starts with the House of Fame. So this is unfinished dream allegory. This is also dream allegory. The House of Fame is also dream allegory. Okay. So next comes the Parliament of Fowls. There he introduced Chaucerian stanza. Chaucerian stanza. So in Chaucerian video, I have explained all these things in detail. So next he has translated Consolation of Philosophy into English, which is also important because it is being translated into English. Next comes Troilus and Cressida, the story from Homer. And Troilus and Cressida also wrote by many writers such as Shakespeare. And Chaucer also wrote this work, Troilus and Cressida. So next, the legend of good women. So in Troilus and Cressida, he portrayed women in bad light. So illi ಕ್ರಿಸಿಡಾನ ತುಂಬಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಲಾಯಲ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರುವಂತ ವುಮನ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಆ, ಏನು ವಿಮೆನ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನಿಂಗ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೊ ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ತಾಪಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವನು ದ ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗುಡ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರೆದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೇವರು ಅವನ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಾಗಿ ಕೋಪಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿ ಸೊ he wrote legend of good women where he discussed about 9 good women characters. Okay, good women characters. Okay, next very famous the Canterbury Tales. And do remember, in Legend of Good Women he has introduced heroic couplet. Okay, don't forget that heroic couplet. Here only he introduced Legend of Good Women ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So the Canterbury Tales is about the pilgrims, 29 pilgrims who were who are on their way to Saint Thomas Becket's shrine. So there they met, and there was a inn. The host arranged to tell stories on their way to Canterbury, and their way back to like inn. So this is the Canterbury Tales. It has 29 characters. 23 pilgrims tell stories. 24 stories are there because Chaucer told two stories. So the story, Canterbury Tales begins with Knight's Tale and ends with Parson's Tale, which is prose treatise. Okay, so of course I have discussed all these characters and Canterbury Tales in detail. Please watch that video. I have posted. It is in Play Store. Sorry, playlist. So next, Chaucer contemporaries. William Longland, John Gower, and John Wycliffe. All these writers are religious writers. Chaucer didn't concentrate on the events that are taking place in the society at that time, whereas all these writers are focusing on the ups and downs of the society at that time, and religious reformation too. I told you Catholic Church was so dominant at that time. People were not able to study. People were not able to read Bible. They can't interpret the clergymen. So all the church people used to dominate the common people. So there started Reformation. So William Longland is the important contemporary writer who wrote The Vision of Piers the Plowman. I have discussed this work also. Then comes John Gower, who is one of the important writers at the time. He was against peasants' revolt. He likes to write in Latin and French. He dislikes English. Still, he wrote a work in English. Okay, so he wrote in French Speculum Maritantis. Okay, this is French work. This is French work. Next, Ox Clementis in Latin. Next, Confessio Amantis or Confession of a Lover. Confession of a Lover. This is in English. Okay, so these works are by John Gower. So next, John Wycliffe, who led Reformation. Okay, so he translated Bible into English language. Means at that time English language, not modern English. I think Middle English dialect maybe. So John Wycliffe was very important person at the time. He was against all dominations by the church, Catholic Church. He was the he is the morning star of Reformation. Do remember. So next, the Chaucerians, who followed the style of writing of Chaucer. Okay, so John Lydgate. John Lydgate is English Chaucerian. English Chaucerian, and the rest of the writers are Scotland, Scott Chaucerians. Okay, so King James the First of Scotland, who wrote King Squire, Robert Henryson, William Dunbar, Gavin Douglas, Thomas Mallory. Okay, so all these writers are called Chaucerians. All these writers come in the period of 15th century, which was a transitional period from Middle English to, Middle English, medieval period to modern period. There wasn't much improvement in the literature and any other fields also. Of course, you know Thomas Mallory wrote La Morte d'Arthur. So at that time, the printing press was invented. After the death of Thomas Mallory, his work was published in printed form. La Morte d'Arthur. That is one more information. Okay. So after this, I am teaching it very slowly because you have to contemplate on each writers and each work because it is very important. So, origins of drama in between Middle English period to Renaissance period, there was origin of drama influenced from Greek tragedies. Also, there were miracle plays, mystery plays, morality plays, interludes. Don't think all these kind of dramas are boomed at once. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಕೂಡ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸೇಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೇಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಂತಹ ಕಥೆಗಳು ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬೈಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗಳು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೊರಾಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲೇ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಲೆಗರೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದ್ರಿಂದ ಜನರು ಬೋರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಓ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್, ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ನಾವು ಮೊರಾಲಿಟಿ ಕೇಳೋದು, ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕೇಳೋದು, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೆ ಕೇಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಬೇಜಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದೆ interludes. For it is a kind of entertainment in between. But the modern drama, yeah, modern drama developed based on interludes paved way for modern drama. That is one more information. Yes, my dear friends, we come to the Renaissance period, which is very, very, very important. Yes, let me stop here because this is also for me, this is also a kind of first class for me. I have to develop my knowledge. I have to develop a sense of teaching. So let me continue uh, with the renaissance in the next class. Of course, I'm going to give you classes every day. For that, please follow me on Telegram and also YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ. ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ ಇ ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆ ಸೆಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗಾಗಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಯು ರಿಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥವ್ರು, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮೀ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಎಸ್, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ ಟು ದ ಚಾನಲ್. ಸಿ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್.